Hey everyone, I'm Nirav Shah from Fortinet, joined with Stephen Watkins. Hi Stephen, how are you doing? Long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's good to talk again, Nirav. Good to talk. What's new?
I'm so excited to share that Fortinet is placed as a leader in 2020
Mm.
Gartner WAN Edge Infrastructure Magic Quadrant.
Fortinet is placed higher in ability to execute and also further in completeness of vision compared to the previous year.
That's amazing news. That's great to hear. That's really good to hear. I'm excited as well.
Yeah, I mean, just want to say thank you to our customers, like partners, employees. What a fantastic product we have with Fortinet Secure SD-WAN, and especially our approach of going with security-driven networking, right? If you remember, uh, many years back, everybody started going with a pure play SD-WAN, while we always believed in combining security and SD-WAN together and making sure that we are providing a security-based solution while we are also helping on an SD-WAN angle. What are your thoughts? How do you summarize our SD-WAN solution? What you have seen on the journey of Fortinet's SD-WAN solution?
Yeah, that's a great point. I always say it like this when I talk with our customers and with our partners. The FortiGate is that comprehensive WAN edge solution. So regardless if you want to put a next-gen firewall, advanced routing, SD-WAN capabilities, and a whole host of other security capabilities out at the edge, that's just one solution for us. So when we call our solution Secure SD-WAN, it's a full solution that our customers and our partners can leverage to be able to get rid of a lot of complexity at the edge and be able to, be able to put everything out there, just SD-WAN, security, advanced routing, one complete comprehensive solution.
Yeah, and I just like that our approach of having an intuitive orchestrator, right? So now, yes, we have routing, yes, we have security, and all of this together. But then there's a single place for us to manage, orchestrate, and simplify the operations. I think that's where we continue to outperform. And the great thing that I like about Fortinet is our innovations, right? Yes, we continue to do well in Fortinet. Thousands of our customers have adopted it. But now, as you see, we're also going and now having a SASE with SD-WAN, right? As SASE is a new Gartner-defined term, Secure Access Services Edge. And SD-WAN is the heart of the solution. And what's amazing about Fortinet is we always talk about security with SD-WAN, but now we can provide a security in a flexible way wherever customers want, right? So what are your thoughts about the SASE, SD-WAN together? What are you hearing from customers?
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in the SASE revolution, right? And so being able to have that flexible consumption model is a huge advantage for Fortinet now. And so recently with our acquisition of Opaque, a lot of people have probably heard about that already. And so we're excited to be able to not just have a solution that's cloud native now and be able to provide those services that everybody's asking for, but to tie them to the network edge. And so we have many, many customers who are already invested at their network edge. Secure SD-WAN is there, but that flexible consumption model that you spoke of, being able to actually look deeper into each of those use cases and apply what's best, whether that's security and SD-WAN at the edge or SD-WAN at the edge and security in the cloud. It gives us a leg up on a lot of those vendors that we're competing with. And again, gives us that comprehensive solution to provide to our customers and our partners.
Yeah, and that makes us unique, right? Because I remember SD-WAN is typically seen as deploying just at the branch. And we always believe that SD-WAN is pervasive wherever customers want to deploy. It could be at the branch, it could be even at home in this current situation, or in multi-cloud. And that is a great point that you made about the use cases and how SD-WAN is used and our ability to deploy everywhere and being that enterprise-grade solution to help them improving the user experience and simplify operations.
Absolutely, absolutely. So talked about this last time, but with the current climate for the health crisis, a lot of users are not just doing remote work from home, but a lot of organizations are beginning to adopt or have been adopting teleworker programs where they do put appliances or some sort of instrumentation at the home edge. And so creating an all new edge that really wasn't a focus in the past, but being able to have that flexibility for FortiGate, FortiSASE, for those solutions to come together to provide not just protection for application performance and availability, but also security at the teleworker edge is a huge plus for our customers.
Yeah. And talking of that, let's go to the use cases. I mean, now that we have thousands of customers globally deploying SD-WAN, but what's important is we are seeing a very unique use cases how they are consuming SD-WAN, right? I've seen 4 different use cases where either they wanted to be a cloud first or a security sensitive, or it could be one of the complex SD-WAN deployment. Why don't we look at each of those use cases and talk about how Fortinet is solving in a very unique way? So maybe we start with the cloud first, right? The customers who are deploying SD-WAN with the cloud first vision, what do we provide them in our solution to make it unique in the market?
Wow, that's a great question. Cloud first, whether that means infrastructure or just software as a service, we have the ability to provide solutions for both of those now. FortiSASE completing that picture for us, but being able to leverage FortiGate at the edge with security and the SD-WAN on the, being able to recognize those applications, whether it is going to AWS or Azure or Google Cloud or many other cloud platforms as well, or, those software as a service providers, recognizing those applications at the edge and being able to steer, leveraging now with FortiSASE, our SDN. So FortiSASE is not just security, but it's also software-defined networking, being able to leverage, acceleration through the cloud, cutting down on that middle mile reliability, pseudo acting as a cloud on-ramp for our customers now, being able to leverage a quicker route to those IaaS and SaaS applications. It's a huge advantage there for us.
And I like that it's an extension to what we're already doing today, whether it's a cloud on-ramp with Azure Virtual WAN, or using Equinix, or just using SD-WAN in multi-cloud, right? We have a unique offering of having that everywhere in every multi-cloud. So all of this together provides a very good approach for customers who are cloud first and still able to manage and scale on those directions.
Absolutely.
I think, Stephen, you made a great point on a cloud first, but what about, we have seen customers who have, especially in retail or healthcare or even in a manufacturing verticals, where they have a small footprint, but a large scale where they want to deploy SD-WAN, SD-Branch. What are you seeing Fortinet's offering in those use cases?
I think the security fabric story here is very appealing to our customers. When we talk to customers, it might start as that edge journey where we're talking about the network edge, being able to provide SD-WAN or secure SD-WAN for our customers, but then they hear the rest of the security fabric story. And for those kinds of customers, we call that SD-Branch, where we integrate both wired and wireless technologies, as well as tie into so many different infrastructure partners, as well as our own portfolio, to be able not only to deliver those edge capabilities, but to pull everything at the branch together. That story is resonating incredibly well with our customers, especially when we have a lot of scale and they have a lot of different sites. Typically, customers want to make that look the same at every type of site. And so being able to provide something like a secure SD-Branch is a huge benefit for our customers. And it's because of our innovation through the security fabric that allows us to drive those benefits all the way down to operations, business, and security stakeholders.
Yeah, no, I think great point. And especially when I see some of our large customer deployment with 4,000, 6,000 branches, where they are actually using that ASIC that we built for SD-WAN, where they have a deeper integration with SD-Branch. So now we are extending the security in that small footprint from all the way from WAN to the LAN to the users, and provide that consistent security, consistent management. Definitely, that's very unique. One of the only vendor in the industry that we can offer such things, and great to see how we are solving that.
Yeah, and that's a magnificent point you make from an edge perspective or from a branch perspective. Sure, we've got 3-4 different types of technology to be able to provide to our customers. The key point there is what you mentioned: single management, analytics, reporting, monitoring framework there with FortiManager and FortiAnalyzer, being able to manage all those different devices, those different layers of services that we're delivering at the branch through one single solution.
Yeah, no, fantastic. And that brings me to the third use case where, of course, we have done both the cloud first and the small footprint one, but we are seeing a unique requirement for a Fortune 100 customers where they have a very complex architecture when it comes to WAN, where it's not just about deploying the SD-WAN, but it's all about the user experience, using the advanced self-healing capabilities, and it's making sure that we solve those problems. What are you seeing Fortinet's approach in that, and how are we, again, very unique in that market compared to other vendors?
Yeah, this top tier of end users or service providers, they expect a lot more automation. And when we say automation, we just don't mean detection or response. We mean detection and response. And so the last time we talked about self-healing, it kind of made a little crack at it, saying, hey, it's just letting these administrators, these engineers stay at lunch a little bit longer. But that's the truth of it. We want to be able to detect when there's some sort of impairment on the WAN and be able to respond to it in an automated way. And that way, when people come back, they can look further into it. That's the whole point of automation, is take care of that low-hanging fruit. And so what we've done is we've taken all of the kind of, artificial intelligence that our global threat intelligence and research organization, FortiGuard Labs, does. And we've tried to repurpose what we've learned there, some of those lessons learned, taking into the WAN and being able to detect those things like latency, packet loss, jitter, available bandwidth, those sorts of metrics, and make meaningful decisions about how we can protect application performance and availability. And so our customers in that top tier really look at our solution as being able to provide, that self-healing WAN, being able to recognize those metrics. And secondly, we've introduced forward error correction. We've introduced per packet load balancing across different interfaces. And lastly, we've introduced packet duplications. So not only can we just move traffic around, but we can also introduce those WAN impairment features to help balance or to help normalize that traffic. So there is no end user impairment, even though we might have made some corrections along the way.
And that's great, because now we are talking about not just that our SD-WAN solution provides this advanced feature, it is tied with the advanced routing, right? I've seen one of the Fortune 100 customers who actually chose Fortinet. It removed the legacy router because we can provide an IPv6 multicast, all of this working with SD-WAN, have self-healing. So absolutely, I mean, great to see how we have created this best of breed stack in each of the elements and helping them on that journey with the final outcome of reducing their cost, improving the user experience, and helping the users.
Yes. Yeah, and that seeing relief on people's face when you actually have conversations with them and they're saying, well, we still have the router on the edge that we need to keep, and being able to add to that conversation by saying, no, we really don't need to keep that router. We can perform all the functionality that router is doing, is an additional savings for our customers. Being able to cut down on the number of devices or the number of vendors that they have at the edge because of our solution. It's comprehensiveness and providing those different functionalities across the board.
Yeah. I think innovation's at the best, right? Just amazing to see how all of this that we talked about, we have organically built. We continue to innovate and solve many customer problems. Speaking of this organic development and our innovations, anything that you have that you can talk to us about AI ops? Because AI ops, self-healing that you touched upon, definitely is an emerging thing. And as always, Fortinet stays ahead and continue to innovate in the market. So any thoughts on those?
I just think you can expect to still see us innovating, right? Being able to continue building on those lessons learned from FortiGuard Labs, how we take those large data sets and how we can, detect WAN impairment, and then how we might be able to introduce a response that's going to make sense for our customers. And what making sense in an SD-WAN context means is exactly the same thing. How do we protect application performance, and how do we make sure it's available to our users when they need it? That's a huge benefit for our customers. All of our business stakeholders communicate that to us when we speak with them. And so being able to leverage what we've already done in the security world and what we continue to innovate with taking that into a more WAN-centric environment, being able to study those metrics that we collect and being able to make more intuitive decisions on them is a huge step. And I look forward to seeing what we develop along the way over the next 3-4 quarters.
Yeah, no, that's amazing, because now that I can think of such a SD-WAN industry has so many vendors. But when we think about SD-WAN, SD-branch, SASE, all of these things we are able to provide to our enterprise customers and solve their problems, and we continue to innovate. So really excited about where we are going. And really to summarize today's discussion, so excited that Fortinet is placed as a leader in Gartner WAN Edge Infrastructure Magic Quadrant for 2020. And really looking forward to many of such discussions, Stephen. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Good talking to you again.